Chase!
What?
What? Who is this? What are
This is
you doing in Wild Spade podcast? Where's Chase?
beats me. You called me.
But I called Chase.
Hey, I'm just sitting here breathing away as you do, because you know, Spade breeders do it better, and I just got a call from you. What's up?
But what? Do you know what happened to Chase?
I don't know. I think he's I don't know. I think he's going out with a girl. Hey.
What? Oh yeah, it's that day after all. Makes
Oh yeah.
sense. Makes sense. Anyways, you wanna do the usage statistics with me since Chase isn't around?
Ah, heck, might as well. I'm nearly finished breeding up this poke anyway. But give me something to do while I'm leveling it up.
Yeah, buddy. All
Yeah,
right.
buddy.
So the usage statistics just came out earlier today, and there are quite a bit of big changes in the OU metagame and in the basically in the in all the tiers. So this is gonna be pretty interesting to go through. So I guess we can just get started. Or do you have anything to say? Hey,
I'm
hey.
act- I'm actually quite shocked with all the changes. Actually, like we'll get into in much greater detail, but like I've been using a couple of Pokemon just for the crack, and I just can't believe that they're climbed so many tiers. You
Mhm,
know,
mhm,
just
mhm,
like it's weird. Like I think people just saw me using it. Go, geez, that Pokemon's very good. I'm gonna start using it myself. And you
mhm.
know the snowball effect. And now you got Electivire's number 1. And now
Yep,
you
there we go. Evire freaking number one. Nobody ever
number.
saw that coming, but when we just, look into it and think about it, it does make sense.
Well, there's a lot of top tier threats such as like Ferrothorn. Like
Uh-huh.
Electivire does have access to Fire Punch.
Yeah,
Boom.
and even you can go mix with Flamethrower too, so there's
Oh yeah.
that.
And there's
Yeah.
also Hidden Power Ice or Ice Punch for Dragonite if that's
Yep,
annoying you.
yep, yep.
There's also
Easy
the
one to
other.
KO off the rocks. And
Oh,
it can
definitely.
outspeed Dragonite. So
And if
there's that.
Tyranitar is annoying you, you got that Cross Chop.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Heat Ram's annoying you, you got that Earthquake. The only problem with Electivire is what 4 moves can you pick? Because he's got such an amazing move pool.
That's right,
Like,
that's right.
and a great ability as well. Like, it's just so difficult. Like, he's like, once you kind of know the set it's using, it's kind of easy to use, but everyone is always mixing and matching the sets. It's
Mm.
so hard to counter. Like, especially the fact that Escadrille's up in the Uber. Since
Mm-hmm.
that went, Electivire found its time to shine. And now look at it, number 1, giving number 2, Squirtle, the big finger. He's the big dog now, you know.
Mm-hmm. With that rapid spin support and with Eviolite, that thing is damn bulky, and also it has access to Ice Beam, so dragons won't be a problem.
Oh,
Easy,
no.
easily one shots them with Ice Beam.
Now I can see why Ash uses Squirtle a lot. Like he didn't evolve it into Wartorn. Because Squirtle is a bit of a beast. It's quite
Hmm.
small. It's quite nimble. Access to Rapid Spin, which we all know, Stealth Rocks, since they are the best move is the best move in the game. You
Hmm.
need your Rapid Spinner, and Squirtle to me is possibly one of the greatest Rapid Spinners out there.
Yeah, but what's the spread that people usually? I think I've been mostly seeing the specially defensive one because you have Scald, so you can try to burn your opponents and then get buffed up by the physical side too.
I've always kind of bumped into special defensive squirrels as well. Like as you said, Scald to burn the
Uh huh.
physical attackers, but some of them I've actually seen run Surf for that bit of extra power because always like Scald only has 80 base
Yeah,
attack plus
yeah,
like
that's
obviously
true. That's
120.
true.
Surf comes in handy and also has access to Water Spout, and that like I got hit by a
Yeah,
max HP
yeah.
water.
I
Boom.
got swept by a freaking Scar Squirtle with water spout.
Oh,
That was pretty bad. Not gonna
those
offload
were.
that.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Spade. I also got swept 6-0.
What?
Six
Wow.
zero at the very start. I was there leading off with my bar bet. I go, this is in the bag. He's got a Squirtle. No. Water Spout, 6 of my Pokemon. Gone.
Yeah, that's the Scarf Squirtle for you.
Oh,
And then the Specs one is that's just amazing
oh,
wall breaker. Like
that is the
Marathon
ultimate
has
game.
no chance when you're running those rain teams. Squirtle Specs, that thing destroys his Ferrothorn. Doesn't matter.
Game over. Ferrothorn. You thought you were the bee's knees at the start, but this is like, how many
Hmm.
months are we into it now? How many months? And fucking Ferrothorn's nowhere near the top
Yep,
20, 12.
yep. It's gone. It's gone. And what do we have next? It's Quilava.
Quilava
Mm-hmm.
out just about outdoing its younger brother, but Quilava basically that's why Ferrothorn isn't around, because Quilava comes, Flame
Uh-huh.
wheels it, boom, gets rid of it.
Yeah, and kind of same thing with Squirtle as with Quilava is that it's running a Scarf set with the what Eruption. That's the correct
Eruption,
one.
yeah.
So there's that, and also I've been seeing some weird physical sets with Eviolite also Sub and Howl, and then Flare Blitz, and then another coverage move like Earthquake for that, and that's been a pretty beastly set.
See,
And
I think the main trend that we're noticing here is that, well, excuse me, Evilite, sorry,
yeah,
Evilite
yeah.
is really making these Pokemon who are very good in the first couple of generations come
Uh-huh.
back and shining in the 5th gen. And I think that's a great move by Game Freak to give these other Pokemon we used to use so much, but obviously we got stronger Pokemon now, gave them Eviolite, and now look at them up in the usage, number 2 and 3, and number 4 actually when we get to them.
Yeah, we got Sunkern at number 4.
Sunkern.
I,
That
I
thing.
saw that one battle that MBZ posted. He was facing Sunkern and he had really big troubles dealing with
Uh,
that thing. Yeah.
and NBZ's a great battler as well. Like, and especially it's someone of his magnitude struggling with such a like epic Pokemon as Sunkern. Like, you got to watch out for that. Like,
Yeah,
I bring a Scarf
Sunkern
Breaker.
is
It's perfect.
just so like anti-meta game because like you saw in that if you watch the Battle of MBZ, the guy was using a freaking Sunny Day Sunkern, so it's like you get rid of sand and freaking drizzle, and you just go from there
And
basically.
yeah, it has that amazing ability. What's it? Solar
Yeah,
power.
it has chlorophyll and also solar power, so you can pick whether you want speed or power. You can have both, basically,
I've
depending on
actually,
sets.
I actually run it on a Trick Room team.
Yeah, that works with solar
With
power. Yeah.
solar power,
Uh-huh.
Jesus, it is not playing games there.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like obviously you run hidden power fire, get that boost with the sun as well. But Jesus, I thought my Ferrothorn could take it. No sweat, like it got one hit KO'd.
Yeah, and the
Oh,
thing is, you can run, if you run it in a trick room team, and then the thing is, you can have like a solar beam and then like hidden power fire for those Ferrothorns, but then you kind of get walled by a Heatran. But the thing is, with move tutors, Sunkern does have access to Earth power, so there's that problem out of the way. So
yeah, geez.
pretty solid
The,
super.
the only thing that really kind of puts Sunkern in check is Heatran with a balloon. And
Yeah, that you need to get rid of the balloon first.
when you pop that, it's like going to the circus and popping a little kid's balloon. It's gonna start crying and then it's gonna faint.
Yep, that's right. And then number
That's
6, we got Chatot. Been
now
seeing a
you
lot of
skip
that spec set with hyper voice, and that thing,
hyper
like,
voice.
yeah, hyper voice. And if you're not a ghost, that thing destroys everything.
But do you know what? Like, I think that's why Loudred, I mean, not Loudred, Explode is like really climbing the charts because Chatot is being used so much,
Mhm.
and Electra, sorry, Explode has access to soundproof, which ignore like you don't get affected by sound based moves, and
Mhm.
that's keeping that in check as well as Electro. Most people used to run static, but now they realize that Chatot not playing games. It has access to nasty plot as well. You do
Yeah,
not want
that's
to
true.
parrot thinking all nasty thoughts as well.
Yeah, that sub nasty plot set is kind of popular too.
Oh.
Been seeing that around. And then we
And
got
most
number 7, we got Remoraid.
Oh Jesus Christ! I hate that thing. I hate that thing.
Yeah,
Sweeps
doesn't
me.
that it also has access to water spout, so doesn't it?
Oh my yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like artillery. Like no, get away. I want Remoraid. It also has access to hustle as well. If you want to go for a physical
Mm-hmm.
route as well. Not to it has. I think it gets access to bullet seed. Obviously waterfall.
Yep.
I can't really think off the top of my head, but the one that got me, like I was there with my gastro, thinking I was God's greatest gift to women, and all of a sudden, bullet seed, boom! I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I think we can all remember, or at least some of us, a while ago, Rick was using it against Wild Chase, and Chase pretty much got swept by Remoraid.
What's new?
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Remoraid, Big Tread. And
Big
then
trap.
then we got Bisharp. What do you have to say about that?
I'm surprised actually. I thought he'd be a lot lower. Like
Me
it is a
too.
good Pokemon. He does look slick, and in the anime, this thing was able to take out a Juragon no bother. But
Mhm.
I kind of figured that like Chimecho and Vespiquen, who are about 9 and 10 respectively, we a bit above it. But like obviously stats don't lie, and he's sitting there number 18, looking pretty sharp.
Yeah, does have access to freaking whatchamacallit, Sucker Punch has priority. Then you got Sword Stance and
It has
basically,
access to T-Wave as well and Ironhead,
yeah, you
so
can run that support set Paraflinch and yeah,
access to Stealth Rock, and
yeah.
it's gonna need that because at number 10, Vespiquen is there nipping at its heels. A
Mm-hmm.
great Pokemon. This thing has 3 unique moves: Attack Order, Defend Order, and Heal Order. And like literally, when you get a couple of Heal Orders up, Defend Orders, nothing is gonna stop you.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
this thing, no joke, has taken an adamant Stone Edge from a Golem. No joke.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Got my hand on
That
my
kind
heart.
of reminds me, a long time ago, I was running out of stockpiling Snorlax, but that's like nothing compared to Wespy Queen. Like that
And
thing, man, once it just gets those defense orders up, that's like game over. There's no way you're breaking it.
don't know what the funny thing with Vespiquen is that it also has pressure. So you're losing 2 PP a time as well.
Yeah, it's
So it's
really good
like
staller. Yeah.
not only are you not doing any damage to it, but you're losing PP, and soon you're going to be struggling.
Yeah,
Not
the thing
only,
is, you can only 4 Stone Edges, and it can easily just heal order off all the damage.
oh, exactly,
Hmm.
exactly. And as
Yeah, so you
attack
got only
order,
4 hits, and one of them is most likely even going to miss because
yeah.
it's freaking Stone Edge. So there's that.
And it also like it has like the second, the third strongest bug type move in the game, and it's unique to him. First being Fury Cutter after a couple of hits in
Yeah, I've
to
been
make
actually
more.
seeing a
Then it's
few.
attack order.
I've seen a few gimmicky sets, like a Scarf Wesp Queen with a Fury Cutter, and sometimes that thing can be such a beast. When people don't expect it, they try to stall out the Wesp Queen, and then you get Fury Cutters off, and with Scarf you outspeed everything, and then you just get boosted, and then it's basically just, game over.
What I've been seeing a lot lately is people running Vespiquen with Dugtrio because steel types and fire types kind of wall that choice
Yeah,
card set
that's true.
to
That's
trap them, KO them with Earthquake, and then set up a home clause and pass it onto Vespiquen. And you're
yeah. Then
literally
it won't miss, and yeah,
you
yeah.
might as well hit that power button right there.
Mm-hmm,
Might as
exactly.
well hit it. Game over.
And then number 11, we got Fiona. Not really surprising because Manaphy went, Uber a while ago, and it's nothing has really found a place to be go over Manaphy. But Fiona finally making it to OU to
It's got
replace, so to speak,
exactly
Manaphy.
to replace because it's got the solid stats,
Hmm.
great ability, especially the fact that drizzle it's everywhere, especially in
Yep.
Ireland because it rains a lot.
Yeah,
But
it has the hydration. Hmm.
great. It's a great Pokemon and it's very light as well. So Grassland doesn't do too much to it. It's kind of weird that we're talking about Pokemon's weight. It's like we're like model agents or something.
Yep.
Well,
And then we got Dusknoir. Kind of surprising with the rays of Eviolite pokes at the beginning we saw. But Dusknoir has finally made it to OU here, like it used to be in Gen 4. Kind of
now,
deserved, in my opinion.
because not only does it look cool, but I think people have actually noticed now is that Dusknoir does have the plus 30 attack, like as in its
Yep.
base 100. And that's respectable enough. I run a sub punching Dusknoir, and
Hmm.
let me tell you, the only thing that kind of walls that is Vespiquen.
Yeah.
And like other than that, once you get rid of that, hopefully you have your Cell Rocks up. But Dusknoir, sub punching, sub pain split, it's quite, and with Shadow Sneak as well, a bit of priority.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the thing is that first people just saw Dusclops with Eviolite, but now since that trend has kind of gone over, people really wanted that extra attack power, and Dusknoir
Ah,
has it. So that's why it has made a return to the OU tier.
where it belongs, if I may add.
Yup. And then we got something anti-metagame again, Magikarp, number 13.
Number
That's Swift Swim to counter those rain teams. And I've been seeing a lot of that focus set with a flail, and I think it just speaks for itself. So
I think people saw like the Killer Nacho sweep
yeah,
Ubers with Magikarp, and they go, if the Killer Nacho can do that, that means
hmm
anyone can do it, and that's why it's doing so well.
yeah,
Especially
and that's kind of interesting to see how big of an impact big YouTubers can have on the metagame with
exactly.
sweeps like these. Yup.
Like Magikarp, it may look like an absolute retard in the anime when it's just there bouncing around. But tell you one thing, you do not want to knock this down to 1 HP so it can flail about. Because flail, if it got stabbed on that, Magikarp would be Uber.
Yep, that's true.
Game
And then,
Uber.
kind of to counter Magikarp, number 14, we got Pachirisu, an electric type.
Don't let its looks fool you. This thing is quite shocking in the right hands. No pun intended.
That was a good one.
That was a good day.
And then after that, we got Alamamola, which has finally made it to the OU tier. I think it was because the Regenerator was totally released a while ago. So
yes.
that's what buffed it up, and Vaporeon kind of just shut down after that.
It just doesn't die. You know,
it's a really good Wish Passer physical wall in the OU tier.
I kind of wish that Love Disc actually evolved into it, because Love Disc not that good. You know, it looks a bit iffy, but I wish it had evolved into Alamamola.
Yeah, me too.
Because then you would have been able to give Love Disc Eviolite and possibly would be able to do some damage. We possibly even would see it in the top 10 if actually you've had access to Eviolite. So
maybe in the 6th turn we will find the missing link between.
Oh,
maybe.
Get some Links and Zeldas in there. Hopefully there'll be
buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
And then we got Stoutland. Kind of surprising that it comes before Tyranitar, but Tyranitar is number 18, Stoutland 16, so not really surprising there. Because Excadrill is gone, you know, it has been, you know, for a long time, you know, Excadrill kind of left a spot that it was hard to fill in the OU tier, but Stoutland has finally filled that place, and as the number 1 Sand Sweeper in the OU tier.
And it's quite bulky as well. It can take hits. It's got access to the Fangs. It's got Crunch, Pursuit, and moves like that. Now, I think the only thing that's actually going to try and take that title away from him is when Sandslash gets his Sand Rush ability. Because everyone likes Sandslash because it can Rapid Spin. It's quite bulky, and plus it's a Gen 1 Pokemon. Everyone loves Gen 1 Pokemon. But once it gets that ability, Stoutland's going to have some explaining to do if it wants to maintain
but until then, Stoutland is here to stay, but we'll have to see when Stoutland will get released. Then we got, of course, Scizor, but has kind of shut down, but Scizor is right there above T-Tar, kind of makes sense. It's a pretty good check to Tyranitar with Superpower U-turn, and basically...
It's Scizor, you know, everyone runs it, you know, but I think the reason why Scizor has dropped down so much is because Vespiquen. Vespiquen, after a couple of defend orders, is like...
it can't really do anything. Like, even Bullet Punch, that's the best thing it can do.
And it's like, here, de-evolve yourself to Scyther, or at least try and hit me with a super effective wing attack, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And then, number 19, we got that Eviolite Silcoon.
Jesus Christ. That thing. If it evolves from the Wurmple, it has access to Tackle. And that's my phone going off because I'm quite popular.
Whoops.
Oh, that's the house phone. But that's probably Wild Chase.
String shot sets too, which you know, basically are support sets that lower your opponent's speed. And then you just keep switching out, and then you just use string shot again and make your opponent's speed go down. You can force a lot of switches, and you know, it kind of works as a semi-phaser in your team.
Actually, what I kind of noticed is that people, I've been practicing for the BGC 2012 rules. A lot of people have been using it there, because it hits both Pokemon, therefore slowing its speed.
Yeah,
you know? It's quite a good move. For people who are actually attending the BGC 2012, consider it. It's quite a good Pokemon, you know?
Has finally found its place to the OU Tier 2 after the VGC's usage. And then, what do we have? A Shelgon, that Eviolite, Dragon Dance. Yeah, pretty basic stuff right here.
And Wish as well, you know.
Oh, yes. Just like with bulky Wishmans. But with Eviolite, you're even bulkier.
And you don't have a quad weakness to Ice as well, so that makes it last that bit longer. And then, Hitmonlee outdoing its brothers Chan and Top.
Yeah, I think it's because of Unburden getting released a while back, and finally it made to OU tier. You know, you've seen a lot of that fake out normal gem Unburden thing running around, and it's a really good set, so not a surprise right there.
Is there anything that outpaces that? Because I know Hitmonlee has a very good speed stat.
Yeah, and then
is there anything that outpaces it after Unburden?
Well, I guess the thing why the only reason, one of the few reasons why Hitmonlee is not, in the top 10 is because of Magikarp. It still outspeeds Hitmonlee.
Really? Oh, I did not know that. Jeez, learn
Yeah,
something every day.
but just look at it. It makes sense.
Oh, it does make sense. Jeez, yeah.
And then we got right below Hitmonlee, number 22, we got Shiftry. That's a Sun Sweeper. Kind of makes sense that it doesn't outspeed Hitmonlee, so it's right below it. So
I think it's pretty much self-explanatory what I'd say. And it looks cool as well. It can run both the Nasty Plot and the Sword Dance set. You know?
yeah, or you can go mix with Growth, because
Pick,
the Sun.
pick your poison.
Exactly. And then we got the good old Dragonite, which has unfortunately, really fallen because of the Squirtle usage.
Oh, exactly. Because it cannot touch a Squirtle. Like it needs a band on it, and even a band only does around
Yeah, because
40%.
the thing is, and you can't switch into Skulls because you may get burned. So that's the thing. And Squirtle can just, yeah, like I said, Ice Beam. And then, of course, E-Wire outspeeds, goes for the Ice Punch. Yeah, we kind of went through this already.
Oh, exactly. And like people are starting to realize that yes, it may be a Gen 1 dragon, but it's just out of favor at the moment. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. And then we got Lediba. Kind of follows, the freaking, whatchamacallit, Vespiquen again.
But people are starting to use that like a baton passer, and that's exactly how you should be using it. Because it does have access to Encore, so you come in on a grass move, a fighting move, a ground move, Encore them into that, and then set up an agility and have a focus sash on you, so you're able to get up a sword dance and pass that on. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
pass that on to Vespiquen.
You
Boom.
can also, run substitute with that, avoid the status, and then set up even more. And that's basically the set that at least I've seen people running a lot.
And not only that, it's cute as fuck. So when
That's
people see
true.
that in your team, go, that guy's got taste. I like him. You know?
And that's the reason why it's number 24. And then after that, we got a good old Nidoking. Pretty self-explanatory right here. Kind of the same thing with E-Wire, but E-Wire still, kind of outclasses it because it can go easily mixed. But Nidoking has that really good move pool, much like E-Wire.
To see like Evar is always going to win that battle 9 times out of 10 because Ice Punch, Earthquake, boom, Neo King, who are you? Get off my battlefield.
Mm.
So that's why Electivire is number 1, and that's why you're 25, Neo King, because you're not Electivire. That's why.
Yup, because basically the thing is that E-Wire can go mixed, and Nidoking can't, and it really can't deal with Blissey at all, and E-Wire can with Crossjaw, and with T-Types too. So there you
I
have it.
have I have seen people run Earthquake on Nido King just to be able to hit
Yeah, but it
Blissey on the
doesn't.
physical
It
side.
still doesn't one-shot
No, it does not.
T-Tar, and you would have to run a lot of freaking attack EVs, and people usually just have more in special attack. So there's that.
Exactly.
And
It's
E-Wire with a 4 times super effective cross chop, game over.
between a rock and a hard place. It is.
Indeed, indeed. And then what do we have after that? Nidoking, we got a Rotom W. That's, good old Rotom. It never leaves OU, never.
Especially as I've already touched upon this earlier, but it only weighs like an ounce. So grass knot does nothing, and
Mm,
generally that's what most people use these days. Even though Giga Drain has become more popular, but
mm.
for Infernape, who we haven't seen, it's dropped down because it's not good anymore. But
Yeah, and
that's the reason why I
speaking
wrote
of
him.
that Giga Drain, and then after that we got Snivy.
Oh,
Eviolite, Snivy, Giga Drain, you know the drill, basically.
the reason why that's number 27 is just to deal with Squirtle, because
Yep.
yeah, it can hit it with a nice beam, but with Eviolite, this thing can take hits and hit it
Yeah,
with
and
Giga
because of
Drain.
Giga
Yeah,
Drain, and because you're faster, you can usually win that war against
usually.
Squirtles.
9 times out of 10, unless a crit comes out of nowhere.
And then what do we have? Manectric. Pretty good special sweeper. Got that lightning rod boost in Gen 5. And it has like base 105 speed, if I'm not mistaken. So,
And 105 special attack as well. You are not mistaken, Mr.
yes,
Spade.
and then you can run a choice trick set. I mean, a switcheroo. That is what
Switcheroo.
it gets. But whenever a special ball wants to, switch in, you can trick it and go from there. So it's kind of just really difficult to deal with.
Like the only thing that even comes close to kind of walling it is Snivy, but it has to watch out for those flamethrowers.
Yeah, and overheats even. I
Oh,
see some
overheats, yeah.
spec sets just murders that Snivy, even though it's a really bulky with Violet, but it can take a Scarf overheat, but not with specs, no.
Yeah, like I've seen most people run protect on Snivy just to scout for the overheat. As soon
Mm.
as they see the overheat, they swap into their Squirtle to take the hit, and because the Manatric is locked in that move, the Squirtle can easily set up a Scald or Rapid Spin. You know,
Mm.
when you do not want your entry has been Rapid Spin away by a Squirtle. That's why Manatric, your number 28. Work on your ball game, please.
Mm. And then after that number 29, we got Swanna.
Oh,
A
that
pretty,
thing in the rain.
yes, exactly. With
Like it's
Hurricane, and then does it get Hydro Pump?
I don't think so, actually, to be
But
perfectly honest.
Surf is still a pretty good, solid move. I think it gets Surf at least.
It's also got Brave Bird on the physical side, so
Yeah,
yeah, like
you can easily go mixed.
oh exactly. Especially when Ferrothorn thinks it's God's grace gift to mankind. You hit him with that Specs Hurricane, bitch.
Uh-huh.
Two hit KO that on the switch.
Easy.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
That's right. And then after that, we got Omastar finally made it to the OU, replacing Cloyster. But people kind of got, over Cloyster and wanted to try, a special sweeper like Omastar, and there we go, basically.
And what's keeping it out of the top 30 is Ferrothorn, who does sit at number 30. Like
Yeah.
obviously, Power Whip, even with like -4 attack, still takes it out. Well,
Yeah,
sorry,
because the
that's
best thing
actually
you
that's
can do
Liquid
to
Super.
Ferrothon is pretty much Ice Beam, so it won't really do much. It's still
Okay.
a really solid Weeper, that's why it's number 31. And then
Yeah,
after that, we got the Eviolite Lileep, another Eviolite Pokemon right here.
this thing, it's bulky. Like, I've always liked Ampharos. Not only is it a good card in TCG, but it's also like it has a great Pokemon. But I think just Lilith just tiny bit outclasses it in
Yeah,
OU.
and now we got from Dream World, we got the Storm Drain, so it kind of works in the same way as Gastrodon does. Kind of replace Gastro in the Rain teams.
Sure.
And speaking of Rain teams, we got after Leap, we got Politoed.
Oh,
We
tell you one
brought in
thing,
the rain.
it's raining, man, but it's not raining a lot now. The Politoed's down to number 33.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty embarrassing if I may say so myself. I'm ashamed to actually use a Politoed once or twice now, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. Kind of
It's just
surprising that Magikarp shot so high and Politoed is really behind, even though you see mostly Magikarps in rain teams, but
I think with Politoed, people just only use it for rain.
mm,
Like just to set up the permanent rain. But some people, as soon as they see Politoed and Magikarp, they go, okay, I need to make sure my weather gets up. But I've actually seen some people run rain dance on their Squirtle to go, oh my god, where'd that rain come from? Boom, Magikarp
yes,
just swept you.
exactly. That makes sense. That's why one of the reasons why Squirtle is so high too, because it has
Ah,
rain dance support for Magikarp,
ah.
and that's why Politoed has kind of went low.
It
Makes sense.
literally just takes the piss off Blastoise. Blastoise. Like I wouldn't even name myself after him, let alone use it.
Yeah, and the thing is, you don't need permarain to sweep with the Magikarp, because it's like one turn, it's over,
One thing,
basically.
but like who else do we have? Masquerain chilling at number 37.
Mm.
Intimidate. That's why it's climbing up so
Yeah,
much.
and didn't it also get Quiver Dance from?
It also got Quiver Dance, and
Yup.
it's got an amazing special move build with Hydro Pump, Bug Buzz, Air Slash, Ice Beam. Pick your poison there. You
Yeah.
know, 'cause
But yeah, you got Intimidate. You can lower your opponent's attack. Then you can boost off your special defense on with the Quiver Dance too. So that thing is like damn bulky.
and not only that, it sounds cool. Have you heard it?
Masquerade.
It's like when it comes
Yeah.
on the screen. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah. Not only did I just piss myself because when you brought that, because I got intimidated by it, but that sound,
Mm-hmm.
awesome, awesome.
Exactly. And what's behind we got there's Heatran, Kingdra, Rhydon. Pretty self-explanatory there. Kingdra of the Politoad, also Heatran, and then Rhydon. That thing, Eviolite again. But what's after Masquerain, we got a Vigoroth. That's something new again.
And I love watching that thing on screen because it's literally constantly bouncing around. Like, it has a great ability on Vital Spirit. It's able to stay awake.
Yeah, you can
And
switch into those sleep powders
oh,
easily,
exactly,
and
easy.
spores and whatnot. And
Especially that's why Breedlume's nowhere to be seen because Vigoroth's up so high on the list.
I haven't even seen Breloom yet. I think we'll run
I
into
think
it
I think
eventually.
I think that's even dropped down to you actually. That's pretty embarrassing.
Is it really?
I think it has, to be honest, Spade, because we've gone through like nearly basically gone through the entire OU here and we haven't seen it yet.
Wow.
Wow,
But
Vigoroth just gave Breedlum the finger, both from the
uh,
third gen, but Vigoroth's the one who's still standing.
yeah, and it has the Violite, and then you can run Bulk up with that, and that thing is just impossible to take down, basically.
You can also give it a scarf as well because it does have the very respectable base 90 speed.
That's true. You can revenge kill, and people don't really see it coming, so there's that. And then after Vigoroth, we got Ariados. The good old spider gets back to OU tier.
Spiderweb, Baton Pass, boom. Trap your
Yeah, I've
prey.
also seen those toxic stalling sets, but basically everything revolves around spiderweb. You trap something, then you can either toxic stall or then baton pass into something.
And it
Whichever.
also has access to not only Shadow Sneak, but the very good move in Sucker Punch. So
Uh,
therefore, if
yeah,
something outpaces you and you think it's going to attack, boom, Sucker Punch. You
that's
know,
right. That's right.
it's
It,
like Heatran, Sucker Punch.
mm-hmm,
You know,
mm-hmm, exactly. And then we got Tailo. Pretty surprising,
I'm
right there.
actually a bit shocked with that, like because most people they run it to obviously with a Violite to take hits, but they kind of it's a bit of a dangerous game because they want to swap it in
Yeah, it does get access to Roost, so Eviolite on that thing does make sense, but
as it's a great toxic starter.
yeah, that's true. And if you get toxic to yourself, you get guts, and then you can just, use Bird as your last move and wreak havoc.
Like a champ.
hmm And then after that, we got a Gliscor. Has dropped quite a bit, but it can't really keep up with Magikarps and
Squirtle again. Like
yeah,
we keep mentioning Squirtle and Electivire.
yeah.
Electivire can
Basically,
hit a
everything
power up.
revolves around those two.
Even like that's why they're 1 and 2.
hmm
Like stats don't lie. Like why would they ever lie about stats?
hmm Exactly.
Exactly.
Then after
But
that, we got Mothim. Kind of the same thing with the Masquerain. Also has
but the,
access to freaking Quiver Dance and
but the
but
difference, like the one thing that makes Mothim unique is that it has Swarm. So some like, I run a Focus Sash with it, or even a Substitute, just so I have to live on 1 HP, and therefore I can have Swarm boosted Bug Buzzes,
yeah,
and that thing wrecks track. It
yup.
even goes through Squirtle. It's a 2-hit KO on Squirtle.
Damn, that
And,
that that is some raw power right there.
and people that's what people are gauging their Eve spreads around to try and 1-hit KO Squirtle, but it's physically impossible. There's only one Pokemon can do that, and he's number 1, and that's why he's number 1.
Mm.
Electivire,
Mm-hmm.
Thunder Punch,
Exactly.
Wild Charge, Thunderbolt, Thunder. You pick your poison and you KO it. But that's
Mm.
why like Electivire. But what's actually before we go any further, what is the cutoff point for OU? Is it still 52 pokes?
I think so. I think so.
Okay, good, because I just saw one of my favorite Pokemon just creeping
Whoa,
in.
wait a minute. There's actually 60 Pokemon in
Oh,
OU
is it?
tier. Because
Oh, gee. Oh, then
yeah,
my.
the cut is 3.3%. So
Oh, you're right. You're
yes,
right. I should have known because they're all in like bold. I should have realized.
yes, yes, yes.
Schoolboy air. I apologize, Spade. Please don't beat me again. Well,
Anyways, what is after Mothim? We got good old Haxorus, still hanging in there.
just about. It's really dropped down, but it's literally clawing onto OU because
Yeah, the Dragon Dance just, again Squirtle.
Squirtle, Ice Beam, boom,
Mm,
bring out your next poke. You
there
know,
we go. And
that's
then after Haxorus, we got Hariyama. That has shot up quite a bit from the RU tier.
I'm actually quite shocked, honestly, because Tro kind of does its job a tiny bit, as in it's bulkier and it takes hits a bit better. But as you said, the stats don't lie, and people prefer sumo to judo apparently. So that's why
Yeah, and
Harry.
Hariyama is just really powerful with guts, and you got the double priority in form of fake out and bullet punch. So you can take things out like such as if Mothim wants to set up on you, you can easily fake out then bullet punch, and Hariyama just packs the power to it KO such
and
things.
it, and it also has thick bat as well, so giving it two more resistances as well.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing. It can switch into Squirtle quite easily, resisting the ice beam, and then possibly getting guts from the scald burn. So there's that.
You have to that's what I like about Hariyama. You have to play your mind games because both
Mm.
abilities are good. So you
Mm-hmm.
just gotta if you toxic it, you better pray that it doesn't have guts. Because
Mm-hmm.
if it does, you're tying up early. Like Electivire 9 times out of 10 will save you, but if it's gone,
Yeah,
like,
who's
you
gonna
know what?
save you?
Uh,
Squirtle? No.
who's and
We got Duozen, number
oh,
45, the second evolution of Reuniclus. Not really surprising right there, because again with the Eviolite pokes, and people have finally discovered it. With Eviolite, it's just really bulky, calm mindset. Pretty much the same thing with Reuniclus, but with Eviolite, it's just a tad bit bulkier, which has finally made it OU.
and the same special attack stat as well. It's like why use Reuniclus when you have access to Ocean? So
Yep.
that's like who's gonna win, Ash or fucking Missy? You always bet on Ash because
Yep.
Ash doesn't lose to girls. He's not a
Mm-hmm.
bitch.
That's true. That's true. And then right after that, we got Duosion, we got Terrakion, which,
Dropping.
not really surprising that it's, right after Duosion, because Duosion is a pretty solid counter to it, because, it can, with Eviolite, it can even take Stone Edges and then retaliate back with Psychic or set up that Trick Room,
Have
or
you,
just recover, whatever you want. Pick your
but have you
poison.
noticed? Have you noticed a common theme here? Like, there's a lot of bug flying types at the top of the OU tier, and then all the fighting types are literally
Mm,
clinging onto OU because bug flying is the new great type. You
hmm
got to have at least one bug flying type on your team to
That's right.
counter all these fighting types.
Exactly,
And
exactly. And then we got Heracross, which is kind of well, it makes sense because it's again right after Duosion, it's kind of trying to counter it. Although it's only a check because it can't switch into Psychics, but it can force a switch with the Mega Horn, so it does make sense.
now, unfortunately, it's a swap, as in, like, you have to lose something if you want to KO the duotion because you cannot bank on a psychic. Because if you predict a hidden power fighting, or you think a hidden power fighting is coming, but
Yeah,
actually
or even
goes in
Focus
psychic,
Blast. Yeah,
unfortunately, duotion doesn't get access to focus blast.
does it not?
That's the only reason why you'd use Reuniclus because of focus blast. Most people run hidden power fighting.
Yeah, but because of also the high chances of
Oh,
missing,
missing.
people just tend to go with the more bulkier and more uh, it's just more reliable in general. The Duo Ocean over Re-Uniclus, so it does make sense.
And plus, like, they share the same ability, so
Yeah, yeah.
it's.
Magic Guard can't poison stall it, so there's that.
However, I have seen some people use overcoat just to be original.
Yeah, I guess I've seen some. Well, I guess it works in sand teams. I've seen few like in pale teams, kind of gimmicky sets, but I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know.
because I was sort of thinking, I had my Gardevoir, and I was sort of thinking, okay, I'm gonna trace this guy's magic guard. So if he tries to like talk to me or something like that, but then all of a sudden I got overcoat. I was like, that original bastard, just he got me.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Usually, Magic Guard is just better, but in situations like that, it can surprise someone and get them off guard and basically winning you the match. So it does make
Not
sense.
gonna lie to you, it got me off guard. It
Hmm
got me off guard, like just like that time when I saw Wall Chase do NU. I was like, oh my fucking god,
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
blew my mind.
hmm And then after Heracross number 48, we got Miltank.
I am surprised that thing's not higher.
Yeah, because it's right after Terrakion and Heracross. But then again, it does make sense that it's right after them because, the fighting weakness that it does have. So,
See, the thing with Miltank is like I've had a Miltank who's been, like took a close combat from an Infernape before, and like that's
Mm,
pretty good. Like
mm.
that's how you get laid. Like
Yeah, that's right.
that's
That,
like I've got a Miltank, took a close combat for an Infernape. Do you want
mm-hmm.
to do you want to go back to my place?
Mm.
Boom! Like it's an ultimate chat line, and I highly recommend anyone to use it. Like go into a nightclub and use that line. You
Mm-hmm.
will get so much girls. It's not even funny.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's just, some people also, run the curse sets, and that, especially defensive one, which is, really bulky, and you can go offensive with that, and
And it
damn.
has that ability which allows it to hit ghosts.
Yeah, scrappy. That's right.
Yes, scrappy.
But,
So
much like with Hariyama, you kind of have to bounce between those abilities because they are both really good. You can have thick, fast, or then scrappy to hit ghosts. Or do
they're
you want to
both
have
very good.
more resistances? It's, yeah.
It's to each his own, you know. It's
Mm-hmm.
like everyone, like every. It's like yeah, 4 slots on your team. The reason why I say that because number one and number two are always taken up by Electivire and Squirtle.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
like it's to each his own. If you want someone who can resist the fire and ice,
Mm-hmm.
go for Thickbat. But Squirtle does that. So most people, whenever you see Electivire or Squirtle,
Mm-hmm.
you should assume that the Miltank has Scrappy because it already has that amazing Pokemon Squirtle to take those hits.
Yeah, and I guess that's also one of the reasons why we haven't really seen any ghosts
Oh
up.
yeah,
Yeah, because crappy meal tank, and then also some people like to run that four-side Squirtle with rapid spin. So spin blockers are just pretty much useless. Why run them?
I was actually wondering why we haven't seen any ghost types.
Yeah,
I was
but
wondering.
there's your answer basically.
We actually have seen one. We saw Dustmar. He was
Yeah,
quite high.
Dusknoir.
Forgot about
That's in the
him.
high, but yeah, that's the only one pretty much.
Only one, but who do we have after that?
Yeah, but again, that's why Squirtle is so high and why
Uh,
Dusknoir is they're lower. Because,
basic,
four-side rapid spin.
basically, viewers, like, if there's one thing you take away from this amazing podcast is bring a Squirtle
Mm-hmm.
and an Electivire,
Yep,
and
basically.
you will win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the only thing. Like, if you pick up one thing from this podcast, bring an Electivire and Squirtle.
And basically, you can just run the top six what you got there, and there's a solid team, pretty much.
Because they all check each other so well, you know. In fact, can you have if Doug Trio, like people only bring that thing just to counter Electivire, you have your chat out there, boom, hit it with a hyper voice.
Mm.
Doug Trio, you'll be digging your way to a slow, painful grave
Mm-hmm.
like a champ. But like Wormadown Ground is next. At least that's what G means, yeah. Or that
I
could be
think
grass.
so.
Oh no, it's grass because I think.
Wait, is it?
Oh, because I know. Ah. Jesus, they should really kind of clarify these for retards like us, Spade.
Yep.
We'll just skip it. We'll just assume that it's the Wormadown Ground.
I could check it out really.
Yeah, check it out there really quickly.
Wormadan.
It could be the grass one though.
Wormadan. Wait a minute. Did I make a
It,
typo? Let me just copy and paste. Paste. There we
geez,
go.
I must apologize
It
for
is
this.
ground. It is ground.
Ground. Okay, so Wormadown Ground 49,
Mm.
like easily got into the OU tier, but first of all, it has a great defensive typing. Like it takes like ground attacks, fighting attacks. It gives Electivire a run for its money. Now, unfortunately, Electivire will be able to two-hit KO it with an ice punch or a hidden power ice. Unfortunately, but
Mm.
it is a great Pokemon. I recommend using it, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, and it works as a stealth rocket too, so good
It
support for the
unfortunately
team.
it doesn't get Stealth Rock, unfortunately, because
What?
I know it's a great. I think the reason why they didn't give it Stealth Rock is if they did, it'd be Uber, and you you can't have
Well,
something
yeah,
pack.
it would kind of jump up
It
way
would
too much.
yeah,
Yeah, I can see.
it would be in the top six, but it has Rock Blast, and most people when you think unstarred Rock Blast, what are you doing? Now, but this thing because it's his only real check to Vespiquen, because Vespiquen can easily come in on this and toxic it, defend order, boom. But if you have that Rock Blast, you can break it sub, because some of them do run sub, and then keep and hit it for the knockout.
Yeah, and you also get a higher chance to get a crit when you get multiple hits, so
exactly.
you can get through those boosts. So it does make sense.
But anyway, that Wormadown Ground is going to be the AAmazing stamp that is going to go higher. It's official. It's going higher.
And then, number 50, we got number 1 Pokemon in the Pokédex, Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur. Great Pokemon. I'm a bit shocked that it's not up higher, but Ash knows his stuff, and the reason why he involved his Bulbasaur, because it's better as a Bulbasaur.
It's got a lot of that Sub-Seed set again, and
Sub-Seed Protect. It's so annoying. Like the only reason why it's not up higher, because it does check Squirtle to a extent, but at the end of the day, Squirtle's just gonna win out with the Ice Beam.
Yeah, and the thing is, you can try to lead seed the Squirtle, but again, it has Rapid Spin.
It's like Squirtle will win that despite having the type disadvantage, but that's what Squirtle does. It wins those battles. The only one it doesn't win is against Electivire, and that's because Electivire is just too good. Like, it might even go Uber soon.
Yeah, I think I heard some talk that they're gonna make it a suspect.
Hopefully they do.
Yeah, that thing is just... It's just really annoying, Really good move pool, really hard to prepare against. But then, after Bulbasaur, we got Jirachi. I guess the specially defensive set, still works in the OU metagame and Scarper and whatnot.
And you can flinch and T-Wave and Body Slam, and it can do it. It's a legendary. You can do what it wants.
Yeah, Jirachi is basically its own annoying self, and that's why it's still OU. And after Jirachi, we got another steel type in the form of Bastiodon.
This thing, I've seen people pair this with Tyranitar to get that special defense boost to rock types, and it can take hits for days. It's quite good. It's quite a good check to Squirtle. And when I say that, like, it can take the surfs in the sand. But I must say, like, if Squirtle sets up the rain, then it's an easy one-hit KO. However, it does have sturdy, so sometimes it takes it and Mel bursts it. I have KO'd a Squirtle doing that, and I tell you one thing, it felt awesome. He actually hit that power button afterwards. He was so pissed off. It happens. But Bastiodon, great Pokemon.
Yeah, basically all it needed was a boost to sturdy to run that amazing Metal Burst set, and also in Sandstorm, a really great poke like you said, so makes sense. And then after Bastiodon, we got Latios still hanging in there, just barely. But
I'm actually shocked that it's still there. Like, it's Squirtle counters it, Electivire counters it, Grumpig can T-Wave it, Shadow Ball it. It's just like there's so many things countering that. I don't know why people are still using it. I think people still have that mentality that legendaries are amazing when they're not.
And kind of funny that it's right below Bastiodon, because Bastiodon in sand. Like, what is Latios going to do? Like, nothing.
It's gonna like switch out and be like, that's all it can do.
Yeah, pretty much. Because Bastiodon easily takes a surf. Doesn't even care.
There we go. And she's a Nidoran female.
Oh my goodness. Another Eviolite user.
Looks can be deceiving. This thing will just poison sting you, get the poison, and then just protect and stall you.
And the thing is, Eviolite is so bulky, and because it's a poison type, you can't poison it back, so what the hell are you going to do to it?
And some people do run sub on as well to protect her from the Will-O-Wisp as well as the T-Wave.
Yeah, that's
true.
And
that's how you use a Nidoran. And I've even seen some with double kick.
Yeah.
Break opposing subs, so then you can go for the poison sting. Like, that's what I like about this community. People are just thinking of such ingenious ways of using these Pokemon.
Exactly. And then, after Nidoran female, we got Breloom. There we go. Finally found it, but he has dropped a lot. Wow.
And we thought Latios was clinging on to OU. This thing, it's using its entire might to stay in there. The only reason why people are using is Spore. Because if you want to put something to see, it's the only reason why there. You take away Spore, Breloom is in NU.
Things might change though when it gets the Technician, but so far no dice, so it's kind of just dropping to UU soon.
And again, ElectiveVire, Squirtle again tells like go home. Like an ice punch you,
Yeah.
or ice beam you. Like here, just fuck off.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, again, like you would think it's a pretty good check to Squirtle, but again, Squirtle has the ice beam, so
Oh, jeez. If we can count how many times he said Squirtle and
yeah.
in
Whatever
this
we
podcast.
talk about this Pokemon, Squirtle just always in the end comes up. And
It's like in second gen. Like everyone always mentioned about always Scar and Blissey, but now that's been replaced with
yeah, got that Eevee Squirtle combo.
Eval Squirtle. Great
Like
combo.
it's really interesting that it's like a defensive offensive combo that just
And the
works really well in
and the
anything.
funny thing is, like, we haven't even touched like the main reason why those two Pokemon work together. Because we said Squirtle is very light, so Grass Knot won't do a lot to it. But
Yeah, but that Squirtle and Eevee are basically the new Gyrovire from Gen 4 too. Because you can bait those electric type moves, you switch from Squirtle to Eevee, get the Model Drive, and go from there. That's
uh,
why it's the new combination.
oh, exactly.
Hmm
Couldn't put it better myself, Spade.
I know my things about the metagame.
I know, like, but like, and then Zoroark creeping in at number 56.
Mm.
Like, I I just still don't know how to use that ability.
Yeah, it's really gimmicky, but people are, I guess they're trying to find its place in the OU too.
Like, it's got good stats, but at the end of the day,
Yeah,
like, just the
again,
all the
it's
bug types.
always just especially orientated because its physical move pool is kind of limited. So, again, Squirtle walls it, so there's
That's
that.
exactly. And then there's Cleffa, who rises up. People like Cleffa is used a lot in the TCG, and then people decide to let's see if this can actually be used in an OU, and it
Mm.
can be.
Yeah, and it has the magic guard, so you can't, stall it out with Toxic, and, again with the Violet, giving it the extra bulk, and you got soft boiled, and you can heal up and stuff. So, there we have it.
And then just to quickly wrap up like the OU tier, we got
Yeah.
Starmie at 58,
Mm.
Landorus at 59, and Phoebus just squeezing in at number 60.
Yeah,
Spade, your thoughts?
Feebas just, I guess some people are trying to be hipsters and use it over Magikarp because Magikarp is so like overused in mainstream. So I guess that's the only reason why I think that people are using Feebas because Magikarp just outclasses it pretty much totally. And then good old Lander is basically you can run a bunch of different sets, Choice Scarf or even Bandit and Swords Dance set and Smackdown, and I guess that's why it's still hanging in there. And Starmie kind of trying to be more of a offensive variant of Squirtle, but also has a Rapid Spin. But again, Squirtle is up there, so that's why Starmie is so down here.
The only thing that Starmie has on Squirrel is its speed. That's the only reason why I'd use it. It
Yeah,
is.
but again, Squirtle doesn't care about T-Bolt, and that's why you have Evire. You can switch into that T-Bolt and take it.
And then just missing out on the top 60 are Skarmory, Probopass, Tentacruel. Now,
Yeah,
unfortunately, I'm using Probopass a lot, and I really wanted that thing to be an OU, but
yeah,
unfortunately,
me too, me too.
it
I've been,
just.
as people know, I've been using Probopass a lot, and it's kind of funny that it's right behind Skarmory.
Because like
It's kind of
people,
haunting it.
yeah, people use Probopass to trap Skarmory and then KO with a T-Bolt.
Yeah, and you can. I've been just running a taunt set with also stealth rocks because you can taunt the Skarmory, then set up your rocks, and then just KO it with with basically T-Bolt and HP Fire. That's usually the offensive moves that you see on Probopass because fire and electric they give you pretty good type coverage even
And
in the
plus,
OU
And
tiers.
plus,
So
Probopass is like got that tiny bit higher special defense than Bastiodon, so it kind of works better in the sun. It's just that tiny bit better, but Bastiodon does have access to Metal Burst, and that's why it's up there. And then Tentacruel, good rapid spinner, access
yeah.
to toxic spikes, but at the end of the day, Squirtle again does that job better.
hmm that's it. And we have basically wrapped up the OU metagame, so we have come to an end, pretty much. So, how do you feel about this new metagame?
I am looking forward to it. Like, I cannot wait to see the next statistics because I have a feeling that people are going to be like thinking of these new ingenious ways of like how to kind
Hmm.
of counter the two main Pokemon up there, Electivire and Squirtle. Because I think if you once you cut off the head, the body will die. So if you
Yeah,
cut like
yeah.
so, we'll just pretend that Squirtle and Electivire are a two-headed dog, and you cut off one of the heads, it's basically game over because
Yeah,
you
those three Pokemon, because Squirtle is weak to electric and grass, and then you got Evire to switch into those electric type moves, and then when you wanna get, when you get hit with a grass type, you switch into Quilava. So, that's a pretty, that works even as a defensive, core basically.
and the good like and with Quilava works so well is because the stab fire attacks.
Uh-huh.
Like it's because like so obviously you have like the grass type Pokemon that kind of give like not they don't really give much difficulty to Electivire and Squirtle, but it's always nice to have that stab fire blast to KO stuff as well as the ever present bug types. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you've seen a lot of bug types climb up the ladder, but
Mm-hmm.
for me, I have a feeling that Wormadam Ground is going to be in the top 10 in the next batch of statistics. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think below. Wormadam Ground going to be the top 10 of OU statistics of stats.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is there any Pokemon you think is going to climb up the stats before we go?
Now that I'm looking at it, I don't know. Possibly thinking that Duozen is gonna go up and just get rid of the fighting types in general. And then what else do we have? We got got Swanna. I think that thing is going to rise up as a rain sweeper. Although Magikarp is still up there, but Swanna is gonna be the number one special rain sweeper, I would think. And
Exactly.
mhm.
But I see if Electivire and Squirtle are up there again in next statistics, they have to be nominated for Uber. Because you don't want like even though I love Electivire and Squirrel, but I have a feeling that people are just going to use them all the time, and then they're gonna get thrown up to Uber, and then we're going to rely on like Quilava and Sunkern to wreck up teams, and then hopefully people will be able to think of new Pokemon because there is other great Pokemon in the OU tier. You've got like Silicone, Shelcon, Fion, Magikarp,
Mhm.
Nidoran female. There's so many other Pokemon.
Mhm. Mhm.
But people are always going to be thinking of ways of counteracting the Electivire and Squirrel because they're just such a good combination.
Yeah, gonna say the you get a meta game right now. It just feels just really unbalanced at the moment. So there's definitely gonna be more big changes coming up. And the interesting thing is that this month Smogon is making these changes official too. So they will change the OU tier according to these usage statistics. So yeah, there you have it.
There
OU
you have it. Just
metagame. Damn,
changed,
a change.
changed a lot.
Exactly. I feel just empty inside after going through this new list. Just
Yeah, you basically went through every Pokemon and gave a good account of it, why it's there. So, like,
yeah.
hopefully, like people will kind of listen to what we've told them.
Uh-huh.
Like obviously, Edmonton told their own opinion, and hopefully they'll kind of learn from this and kind of go, how can like obviously I can see their points there. Let's see if I can use certain Pokemon. I'm surprised Farfetch is not up there because it's
Yeah,
got
that's true.
Revenge, Brave Bird, Leaf Blade. Like there's a Pokemon right there to use.
Yeah, exactly.
Get a
Exactly.
Sword Dance and hopefully don't get a burn off Squirtle
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and somehow magically dodge the Thunderbolt from Electivire. But you can see where we're coming from.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Exactly.
so yeah, I think that's all my 2 cents in regarding the OU tier.
Yeah, and but I think that's gonna pretty much wrap up the podcast for now, and we'll definitely have to look into the next month's statistics and what's gonna happen then. But this is what we got now. So thank you a lot for listening, everyone. Any
Yeah.
finishing words? Ha ha.
Not really, but like first of all, make sure you call the right number the next time.
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
that was that
But
was
yeah,
cool. Like,
thanks for taking over Chase this time. Really
no, no,
appreciate it,
geez,
man.
don't worry. It was my pleasure to be on the show. It was great kind of chatting to yourself as well as the people. So hopefully let me know, like let us know what you think of like the new OU tier in the comments below.
Hmm.
And thanks for listening. Like I know it lasted an
Yeah.
hour. Like I know like your time's precious, and we're glad that you spent the hour with us.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed our interesting duo of accents from
Oh
Finland
yeah.
and Ireland. There
Yeah.
we go. But that being said, that will pretty much be all for this podcast. So again, thank you for listening, and until the next usage statistic come, there will be another podcast in some sort of form. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Until the next time, this is Spade and
Amazing.
signing out. Peace.
Bye bye.